Hey
Okay.
guys, this is Lori. We are doing our first Freedom Friday. Jackie is stuck on a late airplane, so she's not here, but we're going to rock and roll anyway and brainstorm on how we can get busy and get promoting and sponsoring this month in the next 2 weeks for the Freedom Challenge. So we're going to talk about how and when and who and what and where, all the W's and H's apparently. And Norma, you're going to kick us off with a story about your consultant. Go.
All right. Thank you. Yes, I wanted to share about a new consultant I inherited this month. She just signed herself up. Lucky me, and she was assigned to me because she lives close by. So she's a young mom, 32 years old, 3-year-old, is 6 months pregnant. Of course, as soon as I saw her in my branch reports, because I didn't get an email, I called her and congratulated her. So I got her voicemail. But then she did reach out to me and tell me that she was working. Could she email me? And I said, sure. So to make a long story short, she was looking for Tender Moments baby products, couldn't find a consultant, so she said, I'll just sign myself up. So she did. And so that was a sign to me that this is a smart girl. And so we got to talking, and she's pregnant, so I told her about the almond oil. So she's telling her coworkers, there's 2 other pregnant girls there. So to make a long story short, I told her I'm going to be gone for a week, so I'd like to get the new consultant orientation. And she says, well, I'm just looking to buy. I said, well, that's fine, but you really need to know everything so you can buy at the best price. So she came over last Saturday. I did orientation. It was supposed to be an hour and a half, but it ended up being 3 hours. So what I did is she kept eyeballing the royal jelly. She so wanted it, but she signed up with a $49 kit, and she regrets it. But we figured out how she could get her own royal jelly. But so I did a little bit of the fragrance, and I had her smell them all, and then she picked her favorite. And then as far as toiletries, I just had the almond there, so she tried that. And then I showed her a little bit of the color. We talked about the product catalog, the sales brochure, and I told her about the foldables. And then I did the back of the hand, the little box, the beauty box, back of the hand facial on her hand, and she absolutely loved it. And she's pretty light skinned, but she could still see the difference. And so, and she's by this point, and she's got makeup on it. So at this point, she's dying to get it on her skin, right? And so I told her, you've got makeup on. She goes, that's okay, I'll take it off. And so she did. She took it off, and we did the whole royal jelly ritual. I say the whole, well, with a sonic cleansing tool, because that is a must. And then the royal jelly lift concentrate, global longevity, and then the sun, and that was it. And then, of course, I showed her some of the makeup, so she got the blush, and then after we were done, I got my laptop out, and we went through the business side, and I showed her, because they don't all understand about their commission. They think they're going to get a check in the mail. And so, she's my second one that's asked me that, so I know that's what they're thinking. So she had, when she signed herself up, she did order her Tender Moment, so she had a $129 order there. So we sat and did a mock order. I showed her how to do it, and I said, just watch your commission change or discount change. And she's watching it, and she's just excited about it. And she's asking, will it come in the mail? I said, no, the computer is taking it off, so you're paying less. If it's for a customer, you want to charge them the full retail with tax and shipping so that you do get that commission. So we talked about all that. She got it. And I said, your goal is to always get a 50%. I didn't say 400, I said 50%. I said, and your goal, because of our fast track program, is to always minimum have $500 in sales every month. And you can add a little bit of yours along with sales. And I showed her that. And so she was so excited. Well, that was Saturday, and she got her. I always encourage them to get their website right away and tell everybody. She did that. And so she was so excited about it that she was going to put some orders in that she had gotten from work. But that same day, her aunt did a $254 order. And so lo and behold, she's already at 50%. She was so excited. So then got more orders. Now this little girl, this young lady, is at $800. So of course we're pushing to Beauty Royal.
Yeah.
You know, and so with all the benefits and so I'm pretty excited because she's done everything that we wish all our consultants, you know, would take advantage of. And she keeps messaging me on Facebook because she has questions, so I respond, and she's at work. So she goes, I think I want to do this as a business. So that's how we can turn, I just want to buy for myself, into, I think I want to do this for a business, because, you know, she'll have a baby in 3 months and it'll supplement, we talked about that, supplement her income while she's at home and that. So I am pretty excited about this young lady. She will get to Beauty Royal this month. That is her goal. And I helped her understand that that should be her goal, you know, and showed her the benefits of it and all that. And so I'm pretty excited with her. So I just wanted to share that because, you know, I don't personally always do new consultant orientation. They're not always in my town. I've tried to do it by phone, and it works a little bit as far as the business side, but putting the products on their skin and then talking to them while I'm putting those products in their skin. Like, you know, I like to always say, you know, don't you just love the way your skin feels? Don't you just love the way it looks? You got to put those positive words in there, you know, so that's what their brain is hearing. And of course they love it. It's a fabulous product. So I just wanted to share that, my excitement over this young lady that is in my branch now.
That's awesome. I love it. I think it's super important to use the tools we have. And, you know, in your case, you were able to do it in person, which is obviously the best.
Right.
I've done those kinds of things with Zoom where I get on with them. Obviously I can't put product on them, but I can walk them through how to place an order and why, and show them. I had one girl, I said, she had like $210 in her, or $170, something like that in her cart, 200. So it was close to 200. And I said, let me show you what I mean by you need to get to 50%. And so I just threw a couple royal jelly sets in to get her to 400. And so look, I said, I added almost, you know, $200 more in products in your thing. It costs you basically the same. She's like, oh my gosh, like, right. You know, but she saw it. And so she understood how the numbers change on the right. And she saw that number change, and she saw the amount drop, and she's, you know, so it was like, she really saw how it works. And I think it's like, just like you did, it's the same idea. You're showing them and they're making them realize that there's more, and that it's not just about their discount. And if that, you know, if at that point they decide it's just about their discount, then that's their choice. But to show them what's possible and then let them make the decision, that I think that's super important. And it's why that new consultant training is so key to our process, I guess. You know?
Yeah. And when I've done it long distance by phone, I ask them permission if they'll give me their last four numbers so I can sign in at the same time with them, and then I can see what they're seeing and the numbers. And I've done that too. And yeah, it's a huge when they can see that.
Yeah, definitely makes a difference. And it kind of really shows them how the system works too. Of course, when we all get the new system, we're all going to be learning together. But I'm sure it will be very, you know, I'm sure it'll be actually probably way even better than we have, and with more options, which will be really cool. But yeah, thank you for sharing, Norma. That's exciting. I'm excited for you. It's awesome. So Jackie sent me a message last night, and she had some questions that just to kind of give us ideas of what to talk about today. And so I have basically the questions are: who do we sponsor for summer business? What to say, where to meet them, and how to host a party, how to host parties the next 7 days, like how to show them how to do that, or how do we do that? How to help them sponsor in the next 7 days. And how to use your phone to talk, to text, photos of people you meet, all that stuff. So Susan Sheehan was just in a meeting with Jackie last night, so it's fresh in her mind. And so I was going to have her kind of share her input or ideas for that, for how she deals with that and those questions. And then we can go, we just want to brainstorm. This isn't a training session, it's a brainstorming session. So we want to put all of our heads together and share ideas that we have and things that we have learned or things that we're trying, or things that are working, things that aren't, and just help each other out. And in turn, right now it's all managers on here, but if we get some consultants on here, I am recording it so we can share it if we decide to. But the idea is to help our new consultants or consultants who have been in for a while who haven't really done anything, or whoever wants to do the Freedom Challenge. We want them to have the tools and lots of ideas so they can pick what works best for them and their style and their personality, obviously, because it's JAFRA. We choose the way we want to do it. So, Miss Susan, for you guys, just so you know, I have to turn the volume way up for Susan because her volume's low, and that means all the rest of you would be really loud if you start talking. So, we're gonna, that's just my phone.
Everybody hear me?
Yeah, 1 second, I'm gonna.
Okay. Oh, so everybody's quiet. Anyway, you can hear me. So it was great having Jackie. We had a full room for our Ignite meeting last night, and it was just awesome. You know, we learned so much. So we should probably stick to these questions. So who to sponsor for summer business? 11 o'clock last night, she said, can you talk about this? But anyway, you probably all know, so jump in. Teachers, I think, are key. Teachers, college students, just graduated from high school. I just posted something on my Facebook page. I put up, it's too hard to hear. I'm so sorry. I don't know, Lori, what do we do?
Yeah.
We can hear you, or at least I can hear you. So on the recording, it'll be visible. Or I can share your ideas, or we can put up, go to someone else and see if you can go into your computer settings and turn your microphone up somehow. I don't know other than that. I've turned you way up so I can hear you on the recording, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's very hard to hear her.
Sorry. I don't know.
And I get your Massachusetts accent, so it's not that.
Well, you guys can turn your volume up on your speakers.
Yeah.
To hear her better, but I don't know other than that.
Oh.
Do you want me to go to somebody else, Susan, and see if you can turn yours up, or do you want to keep going?
Sure. Why don't you go to somebody else for now, and I'll try to figure this out.
Yeah, I just adjusted my speakers and that worked.
Oh, yeah.
My volume's all the way up, and I still can't hear.
Okay.
I can hear everyone else. I can hear Donna just fine.
Could I leave the meeting and come back in maybe?
You can, yeah, try that.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, when I turned it up to here and then somebody else came on, I was like, whoa, sound. Okay, back to the meeting. So the question we're talking about is, who do we sponsor? Jackie Alves and Susan Nichols sent me some of their responses. Jackie had the same teachers, students, school faculty, people who are working part-time already. So those are some people that she's focused on. And Susan Nichols, her response was sponsor everyone, which is kind of where she's at right now, and it's working for her. So I think that's a good answer. It was really interesting. I went to pick up my son at college, a couple hours from here, and we went to lunch right after we emptied his dorm. And the girl that was serving us, I just asked her, this is the question, would you be interested? And she said, actually, yeah, because it gets really dead in here in the summer. And it was like, okay, in a college town, people who work in the service industry their tips and their income are going to drop dramatically because all the college kids are gone, right? And their families aren't coming in and all of that. So for those of you who live near colleges, where it's like a college town, that might be another, yes, the college kids, but also the people who work in those towns and who live there, because they have, especially in the service industry, they rely a lot on tips, and that would drop a lot in the summer. So just another thought. Susan, let's see.
Can you hear me now?
For me, it's the same sound.
I found the setting here. Let me try to, oh, it went back down.
Oh, there you are.
There you go. Yes, perfect.
Hey,
It's going. How's that?
Yeah.
good.
All right, stay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay. We'll try.
That's
There.
okay. So back to Susan. Yay, we can hear her.
So you were talking about college.
Yes.
That's good. I mean, summer jobs for these kids, you know, they're doing, you always have somebody come into your door selling Cutco knives. And for the girls, how fun to sell cosmetics. You know, they all go to Sephora. So I think it's a great job. And Jackie was sharing with us last night, you know, when she started her business in college, she said she learned more from JAFRA than she did at school, business-wise. So if you position it, you know, like that, this is great real life experience for you before you go out into the real world. So I think that's an awesome one. And of course, teachers, you know, they don't make that much money. They're free for the summer. So I think I'm gonna contact, and I put something on my Facebook page, you know, who do you know? Because you never know. I mean, it's good to, like, I can think of a lot of people that are teachers, but I've never, don't know them that well, but I think if somebody else refers them, and I may offer like a little referral gift, you know, a little royal jelly, something, maybe a travel set or something, if anybody refers anybody to me. Who else? High school graduates too, I think would be a good one. The other people, and this is like customer service people. One of the questions, I'm just going to jump around a bit, is where do you meet people? Everywhere, but also like on the phone. Like yesterday, I had to call Bank of America about something, and I got a representative in Alabama. And she was so great. She was so pleasant. And, you know, we got chatting, and I always strike up a conversation. And I said, you know, how do you, you know, are you in a call center? She said, I am. Are you full-time? You know, all the usual questions. I said, how do you like your job? And she said, well, you know, it's okay. It's better to do it over the phone because I used to work, you know, in person, and people, I think people judge you. You know, when people call me, it's usually for a problem or something. Where over the phone, you know, it's easier for me. And I thought, and she was so pleasant. And I said, you know, I have an opportunity you might be interested in addition. And I told her about JAFRA. Well, you know, their calls are recorded and they can't give you much information. So I said, she asked me for mine, I said, can you give me your phone number, your cell number, and I can text you? And she said, sure, I would love that. So I immediately texted her, and she sounded interested. So, you know, you never know. I think talk to everybody you meet. I mean, the people that come in to do service in the house, find out about their wives. I just had a bathroom renovated, and every worker, the plumber, the tile guy, I had a package ready for them to bring home to their wife, got their information, and found out, you know, just ask questions. Does she work? Do you think, you know, what kind of person? You know, you strike up conversations. So that was the other thought I had. Anybody else?
I actually recruited somebody. She called a March or so to service the air conditioning for the summer. And so she signed up, got the royal set. She got the royal kit and everything else. So like you did, I did kind of what you did, Susan, the same thing. You got a rapport with them right in the beginning, and she had such a nice personality dealing with people. So that's how I kind of approached it that way. So met with her, she loved the products, and she got a business kit. So
Awesome. And I think for new consultants that maybe are listening to this, you know, people that say, oh, I have another job, I don't have time for this. Wherever you go during the day, it's not like we're making extra time to do our work. Wherever we go, we're in the grocery store, we're in the dry cleaners, the dog park in the morning, wherever we go, we're meeting new people. So if you look at it that way and go prepared, just bring, have 5 packets or however many is your goal for the day, and don't go home until you've talked to those people. But it's fun. So
Exactly. That's what I have to say about that.
I know. I think what's key here is we have to do this quickly with this promotion that's on. We have to sponsor in the next 2 weeks. So I think it all has to be, don't think about it too hard. What are you going to say? Just do it, right? Get on your phone, and go to your contact list and, just, text people. Why? I thought of you because I think that was one of the questions, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought of you like this woman. I thought of you because you had such great customer service. You were so helpful for me on the phone. And I would like to offer you this opportunity. The other thing I learned at the meeting last night, I know I'm jumping around a little, but do you guys all do talk to text?
Mm-hmm.
I never did. I mean, when it was an Ignite meeting and Jackie had everybody, make our contact list. And then she said, okay, go, contact as many people as you can in however many minutes. And we're all typing away. And she's like, oh my God, that's a lot of work. You're never going to, she's like, don't you do talk to text? So nobody did except for the consultant I had with me as a young girl. And she texts all the time. So they showed me how to do it, and it's so great. Do you want to see? Okay.
Yes.
So it is, you can just reach so many more people. So you pull up on your phone the message app, and let's say, pull up Lori for practice. You're in here. Okay, and then on the bottom, I don't know if you can see this, probably glare. Oh, there. Okay. On the bottom, there's like a little microphone, and you hold that down, and it will start recording. Start recording. All right, you have to press in the text box. There we go. You have to hold it down, and then you just. Hi, Lori, it's Susan. It was great meeting you at the dog field this morning. I just wanted to follow up and see if we could get together for a cup of coffee. I'm free next Tuesday and Wednesday. Which would work for you? Done, boom. Now I'm looking at this. It came up in a different language. Here, Lori. Why, I don't know, but how easy is that? Rather than, I don't know about you, I can type pretty fast, but it takes a long time. Think about being in your car too. Everybody has hands-free. And I think if you push something on your car, you can do it right from there. Does anybody listen to MJ Durkin? I just got something in the mail from his son saying, I'm in my car with my dad. We just got in the car, and as they were on a business trip, and he picked up his phone right away. I mean, they hadn't even, left the airport parking lot, and already he was on the phone, talking to text, how many people to try to catch up, and just really utilizing your time. So I think that's pretty cool. You can reach a lot more people that way. So Jackie wanted me to give you all a little challenge right now to do it. So think of 1 or 2 people that you want to reach out to and practice, like right now. What do you think? Does anybody have any questions?
Oops. It's like a mini Ignite. Ready, guys? Go. Talk to text, 2 people. You have 3 minutes.
See what replies you get.
I would just advise that you carefully look at what your text thinks you said.
Yes. I have to make you laugh. So when I did it last night, the first time I did it last night, whatever I texted, and then I said, "Oh my God, is that it?" And sure enough, "Oh my God, is that it?" came up on my text. So you have to make sure that you're finished. But once you do it, you know, the first time, it's how are we doing?
I'm editing my text.
But you can see how you don't have that much time to think, and it just forces you to just do it, which I think is the essence. And last night I did 3 of those, and I got 3 replies immediately. One wanted to know how quick you could make money, which was awesome, and I set up three quick appointments for next week. The other thing it works on is instant messenger, message through Facebook. I think you have to know who communicates which way, you know, whether it's WhatsApp, instant message, text, everybody does something different. And so I think that's important to know for each person, and just know that you can use this feature. The other feature that's awesome to do is do a video, a quick video. One of the girls that I was texting back and forth with last night, she was supposed to come to the meeting, and she canceled the last minute. So we were texting back and forth about a time to meet. So instead of talking to text back, I decided to do a quick video. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is instant messenger. And for some reason I can't play it, but it's only 15 seconds. And I just said, "Thanks for getting back to me. I look forward," because we had already set up the time, "I look forward to seeing you next week." So it was just that face to face. So they remember you, they remember, because I think that's important too. Because if you talk to tons of people, like one of the women I invited to come to Ignite last night, somebody I met at Home Depot that worked at Home Depot, and I was really embarrassed to say, I texted her and she said, I'm sorry, I don't remember you. I thought, oh my gosh, weeks have passed. She said, I meet so many people at Home Depot and talk to so many people. And I thought, shame on me for not getting right back to her right away. And I think that, that's key. So by sending a text, a picture of yourself, and then I reminded her, I gave her JAFRA samples, and she's like, oh, yes, yes, of course. But it got me thinking, and I thought, when I meet people, Laura, you're a photographer. I love to take pictures, and I take pictures of everybody that I meet. And when I meet somebody, I usually end up saying, would you mind if I take, especially if I'm talking to them about the opportunity, I said, would you mind if we take a photo together? Sometimes I'll just take her, or it's better to do it together because then she'll remember you. And it gives you a reason to contact her. Like this gal I met last night, we called her in to take a photo of the group. And we gave her a sample of the royal jelly rituals just as a thank you. And she was so cute. And I could tell she was a young girl, student. I got her information and I said, would you mind if we take a photo together? She's like, really? She was so thrilled. So I took this picture now today. After I get off this, I am going to text it to her and say, it was really nice meeting you, and set something up. So she'll remember, she's got the and she even said, should I hold up the JAFRA catalog? I'm like, yes. But I think that's really neat because then when you have all these contacts that you talk to, you'll have a picture and you can remember. Back in the day, when we did the little lead sheets, I used to turn it over. I'd put a description of the person so I'd remember, things that we talked about, how many kids they had, blah, 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 blah. And now with the technology, we should use these. Or even, so that's instant messenger video. The other thing you can do is in notes, take a note to yourself, just as a reminder, or send yourself a text and say, hey, remember to do such and such.
I send myself Facebook messages a lot because I can, I'll send myself my link for my brochure this month, stuff like that, something that I share a lot. I've sent myself WhatsApp. I have a WhatsApp group that's like JAFRA info to share, and I put current photos of, whatever it is that I want to share a lot. And I find it just helps because I don't have to search for it everywhere. So if you text something to yourself, or you Facebook message yourself, or WhatsApp yourself, or whatever, though you can't really WhatsApp yourself, you have to add at least one other person to the group, I have found. But it works really well, and it makes it easy for you to quickly share things. And then, like what you were saying with notes, when I put a new contact in my phone, in the notes I'll put a description of who they were and why I saw them or why I talked to them, because they don't see that. They never see it. It's a note to yourself in your own contact for them. And I always label mine JP so I can search by that moniker. So JAFRA Prospect, I just put JP after their name. And I also you can set up groups in your phone and add them to that group. I mean, there's lots of ways you can do it, but I still have Google Keep on my phone, but I still haven't gotten into it yet. But I hear that's really cool too. So yeah.
Learning. I'm trying, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm trying to narrow down one system. I feel like I have too many systems, I have the Google Keep, in the phone. I still have my little notebook, writing down people's names. So
I've taken pictures of the lead slips and made that their profile picture in my phone, or their contact image. If it was something at an event where I had people entering and I don't have pictures of them, rather than keep a notebook, which there's benefits to having the notebook too, so you can jot stuff down when you're talking to them. But kind of as a backup in case you're out and about, I've just taken a picture of the lead slip with my notes on it and put that as their profile, their contact picture as them, just until I have a relationship with them. So there's different things like that. I think having one system is very important because you don't have 5 million things all over everywhere. because you know it can get kind of out of control if you have 5 different ways of keeping information. Yeah, it does get really disorganized and hard to find information, hard to find where you were on your callbacks and all that. So
Yeah, I'm
yes.
just looking at the notes here, Carol. I don't know how to do a live video of myself via someone's IM. I don't know how to get it on via my Android. I'll reach you. Carol, just go to their message and in the reply area, there's a camera that can video yourself. Yeah.
Carol, you do have a camera in your message. You just click on the attachment and then choose your camera, and you can take a picture in your text message. Most phones, if they're smartphones, they have that, and most phones have it. So if you open your text message and you click on the little, like you're going to attach a file, it's that little paper clip usually. At the bottom, it will say camera, gallery, or other. And you just choose camera and you can take a picture of yourself or of them.
I think she's in instant message, Lori.
Oh, okay.
But that's the same thing, at least on Android. For me, my instant messenger, if I open a message from somebody,
yeah,
at the bottom it has, you know where the thumb is, Carol, where you can push the thumb and it gets big and pops? Right next to that, it's got emojis and a microphone and a picture and a camera and a plus.
Yep.
So if it has any of those things, yeah, Susan, hold yours closer to the camera. Higher, Susan, your words are there. Anyway, Carol, maybe that helps. I don't know.
It's actually a little lower, I think. Yeah.
See? There you go.
Where the blinking cursor is, just left of that is where you can add your, the camera icon is the live where you can take a photo, and the picture icon, which is the third thing on kind of in the middle there, right next to the microphone, that's where you can attach a photo that you already have on your phone. So, yeah.
Does that help, Carol? Oh, now we can hear you a little.
I've been talking all along and nobody's responding. Yeah, but nobody I know uses instant messenger, but I know where it is now because I thought the paperclip was to do an attachment. I know how to send pictures, but I didn't know I could video myself through there. I got it. And whenever I whenever I hit tap to speak, my Google system keeps saying, didn't hear you, didn't hear you. It keeps shutting off. So I have to call Verizon, find out why that gives me grief.
That's a Google thing, and I've been struggling with it for months. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I've taken it to Verizon and they say, oh, we don't know, do you shut your phone off? And I'm like, yes. So it's a Google thing.
Well, that's good to know. It's not you, Carol, it's Google. Okay, I think, let's see here. Go back to our little list of what we are brainstorming. All right, so we had, we talked about who. As Susan Nichols says, sponsor everyone. I think, you know, for any new consultants who are watching this, if you want to become a manager, don't put anybody in a box. Like if you're thinking, oh, well, I'm not going to ask this girl because I don't think she's going to want to sell 500 a month. First of all, you don't know. Secondly, even if they say they're not going to, it's kind of like Norma shared. That girl said that she just wanted her own discount, and then Norma showed her what was possible, and now she's going to be at $1,000 this month. So you sponsor everybody that breathes is a possible consultant, and you know, don't decide for them what they're going to do. So you give them all the options. You show them what's possible. You show them why they should be at $400 and $500 a month, and show them how they can do it. So you can do the how to sell 500, like we've done on Monday, Move It Mondays, where you show them exactly, you know, pick your favorites in the brochure. Okay, how many of these would you have to sell to get to 500? Okay, who are you going to talk to? Let's make a list together. But don't decide for them what they're going to do. You just sponsor them, add them to your team. You know, build your team, grow your team, and the more you have, the more fun you're going to start having. And, you know, some people are going to come in and do a lot, and some people are going to come in and not. And that's this, it takes a little of everybody to make a team. And sometimes they'll change from doing nothing to doing a lot. Carolyn, you remember when I did that. And other times they will do a lot and then just kind of stop doing it. And that's because their life goes a different direction. So you can't decide for them. And if you think about your people in your world and you make that decision for them, you never know who you might be walking away from, or, you know, who might actually need the business that you don't realize something just changed in their life and they need it. So don't make assumptions about anybody. When you're talking about it, don't make it a high pressure thing, like sign up and do 500 or 1,000 a month. Let's do this. And they're like, whoa, you know, they get a little nervous when you do that. But if you say, you can do this business at any level you want to, you can do it at $5 a month, or you can do it at $1,000 a month. But let me show you why you would always want to get to a 400 or 500 a month. And let me show you the benefits of getting there. And then you can decide what level you want to be at. I just want to make sure you have all the information that you that's available to you, and then you can decide what you want to do with it. And that way they're not feeling like you're going to be a high pressure, you know, pushing them all the time. And, you know, but you can have that conversation with them and give them all the info, and they decide. And when they have the power to make that decision, I think it makes them a lot more comfortable with the idea of having their own business or being a consultant, because they know you're there to support them and you know what you're talking about. And if you don't know what you're talking about yet, call your manager or get on with a friend that's in JAFRA who's been around for a while, and do a 3-way call or a Zoom meeting or whatever. Get one of us. If you don't have anybody that's close to you that you know of in JAFRA, get with one of us who's on screen right now. Call us, get us on Facebook, and we'll help you. We'll give you some ideas. We have lots of training we've recorded. We have lots of ideas. So don't be afraid of it. Go and talk to people and share. And again, don't make a decision for anyone. Just offer them the opportunity and let them decide how and why and where and what they want to do with that. So I think that's the most scary thing for new consultants, is they don't know how to talk about it. So I always, when I start off with a new person, I tell them, you can make up to 50% of everything you sell. You can do it for your own discount, or you can do both. And if you do both, you're going to get all the benefits and the freebies and cash bonuses and everything that JAFRA has to offer. But yet in the end, you decide what you want to do. I just want to show you all the stuff. So, and then they're like, they like 50%. I just keep remembering when I got sponsored, that's all I heard. I was like, 50%, sweet. And I didn't even know JAFRA at all. So that I always put that in there, but I always say up to, because as we all know, it could be 25 if they don't do the business. So, and I tell them it's really easy to always get 50%. I can show you how. Because that way it's not like, oh, how do I do that? What do I do? 4 royal jelly kits get you to 500. That's 4 people. You show royal jelly to 4 people and you're at 400 or 500, depending on which kit you're doing. So that's not an overwhelming amount of people. And we have so many ways of showing JAFRA and showing royal jelly. It's just a matter of giving them the information and having them realize this isn't so bad. This isn't so scary. 500 is really not that big of a number. So that's my 2 cents. If anybody else has 4 or 5 or 10 cents, feel free to jump in.
Lori, this is Norma.
Yeah.
I'm always encouraging, oh my gosh, Beauty Royal, the $1,000. There's just so many freebies and benefits in that. So I tell them, $250 a week. Concentrate on $250 a week. That'll get you to $1,000 in a month. And they're going to do it sooner than that, but that doesn't sound so hard or scary to them. Oh, just $250 a week. I said, yes, just 2 royal jelly collections or 2, whatever you want to say, to get them. And well, I can do that. And so, and I always encourage them, talk to me before you place your first order. I have secret shortcuts. And so it works. And so I found that if I said 1,000, their eyes just got so big, because that's all they're thinking. They're not familiar with the business the way we are, and we know the ins and outs, and we know the best way to help them help themselves and then serve their customers. So I always tell them, just focus on $250 a week, and you'll get at the $1,000 level in no time, in at least a month. So to me, I have found that to be helpful.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, 1,000 is obviously that is going to make them a lot more money. And in the end, if they want to do the business, $500 is a lot more than 250. You know, I mean, it's a good chunk of change. You can pay a whole bill off. You can pay a car payment. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do with that. In my case, you can pay for sports, but
Right.
anyway, but yeah, it's definitely, I like that. Definitely going for 1,000, and then, you know, like Jackie said, shoot for the moon and land on the stars, right? So
Yeah, absolutely. I actually did pay off my Tahoe in 2.5 years instead of 5 when I was working several years ago, before Beauty Royal even came into effect, because that was my goal, $1,000 a month. So I did, while I was working, I was making double payments. My commission just went to my car, and that's how I paid it off. So I do tell them that you can buy your own car, or let JAFRA buy it for you based on your sales. So, you know, not all cars are high priced. You can get a car payment at $250, you know. So there's just so many things that we can help them with. And to see it right now in our little warm desert, it pays your AC bill. And so it will double in our summer. So there's just a lot that's going on. And like you said, sports, because my children used to be in sports. They're all adults now. So I know the hefty price that is. So there's just so much that we can help them understand, because we have the experience in it to help them. So
that's awesome. Love it. I want to kind of get to the last two questions, because I think they're really important, especially for our speed that we are trying to work at in the next 2 weeks. So the last two questions are, is it the last two? No, it's not. Close enough. It's two of the almost last. How to host a party in the next 7 days, and how to help them sponsor in the next 7 days. And obviously, if they're doing parties, that's going to help them sponsor. But I had asked Susan Sheehan, who's here with us, and Jackie Alves and Susan Nichols those questions. And Susan can expand on this if you like, but she said, keep it simple, text your contacts and meet for coffee and do back of the hand facials. Have them bring 2 or 3 friends, and it's a party. Facebook parties, Zoom parties, and you can host a party at your own house. Jackie uses the hostesses that book within 7 days receive a $100 shopping spree from the spring summer catalog. And if a party guest brings a guest, they receive a free lipstick. And Susan Nichols suggested we have your own party. And Jackie has talked about, you know, having invites, having somewhere to invite them every week. I mean, that's kind of been her mantra. She's told us that 100 times, probably 1,000 times. And it's true. If you don't have a party booked, book your own party. Host it wherever it is. You can do a party anywhere. If you don't have a house to do it in, then do it at a Panera or whatever the place is. And then for sponsoring in the next 7 days, again, Susan Sheehan said, you host a party or an open house and have consultants bring 3 potential consultants. And they each bring 3 friends. Have the 129 kit set up and a photo of product packs that they can purchase toward their 500. Then show them all of the departments in your store: skincare, spa, fragrance, baby, color, all of them. What gifts do they need to buy for graduations, etc.? Susan Nichols said, challenge them to get orders to reach 500, do 100 a day. That is fast. But if you think about that, $100 a day is not, if you're making phone calls and you're doing that 3 to 5, if 5 people do $20 orders, that's $100. So if you talk to them like that and you tell them, call 5 people and see if you can get a $20 sale from each person, that in 5 days, if they did that every day, in 5 days, they'd be at their 500. And at that point, you're like, well, if you had 500, let's go for 1,000 next week. But I think that's really, if you break it down into bite-sized pieces, kind of like Norma was saying with $250 a week, if you break it down into bite-sized pieces, then it's not as overwhelming. It doesn't sound like such a big number. So for those of you who are here, what are some of your ideas for how to get consultants or their clients or whatnot to host parties in the next 7 days and to sponsor in the next 7 days?
Well, Lori, this is Norma. I know that my new consultant, for attending my new consultant orientation, I gifted her the Hostess Royal Jelly box, and I did add a cleanser and a little gentle exfoliating scrub in a little purple plastic. So she's going to do them at work, and I gave her one of each of the foldables. I wanted her to have them right now. And so she was going to stand up the little foldable, the Royal Jelly Ritual one. She's in love with Royal Jelly. And so she told me yesterday that she was doing her party today. It's Friday. And she was going to do it there at work. Just that she was going to have them come by her desk. And she was going to do back of the hand facials. And she says there's about 6 ladies that were coming by. So that is even possible when somebody says, well, I work. Well, here, have a back of the hand beauty in a box party. So that works too.
I love it. Yeah, it's kind of like the 7-Up idea. I don't know if you guys probably remember that. I think Carolyn's one that told me about it way back when. I don't remember, but Carolyn's told me a lot of things because she's an awesome upline manager. I have an entire book of the old way before we had all this online stuff. I saved a bunch of them because, it was all this information. Anyway, consultant handbook. But the 7-Up idea where you take, whatever, it could be, sparkling water. It doesn't really matter, though. You probably can't really hide the stickers with sparkling water, I suppose. But the idea is that you put a sticker or something on the bottom of one or a couple of the cans of soda or whatever it is. And have that be the winner. So people come into the break room and they take one of the drinks, whatever it is. And a couple of them are going to be winners. And then, I haven't done this in many, long time, but I know there's some other tweaks you can do with that. But the idea is kind of have a basket of goodies and for them to try kind of on there. And you could do back of the hand with royal jelly. You could do royal almond. You could, depending on your break room. But if they don't let you do some at your desk, that's another option you could do while you're on your lunch at work. So, or you could probably take that and use it pretty much anywhere. But you could go to Starbucks and buy a bunch of coffees and stick a sticker on the bottom of them and hope someone comes by. No, I'm kidding, because otherwise you're going to drink 5 coffees, and yeah, that would be crazy. But anyway, yeah. So that's just another thought that popped into my head when you were saying that. So what other ideas do you ladies have that for hosting a party or sponsoring in the next 7 days? Because we are on Blitz Week big time. Don't all talk. Oh, Donna, you're waving at me. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Monday, I'm going out with a consultant that wants to become a manager, and she's got 1 girl. So we're just going to go out and meet people. Going to try to do back of the hand facials. If that doesn't work, at least get the Royal Jelly Lift concentrate on them, because that's such a big impression, and then kind of take it from them. And I like the idea. Someone said the kiosks in the mall. Sometimes they can be so obnoxious, but we can turn that around. That I usually keep on going. But there are so many approaches. Going to Sephora or Ulta, even some of those people that love makeup. And I'm going to myself kind of hit some of my local beauty salons too, and kind of work from there.
Cool. I like it.
Really hit groundwork in the town itself. So I'm going to try to build in my own area. So I'm going to do that. So that's our big next week focus.
I think it's important for us to have a accountability buddy too.
Yeah.
I know I'm doing this with one of my new girls who was working toward manager, and there's days where we're both like, we didn't do anything because, life took over. But, the rest of the time it's like, okay, who are we calling? Who are we talking to? What are we doing? Where are we going? That kind of thing. And you can do that with another JAFRA leader. You can do it with anybody that you're connected to in JAFRA. But I think it's good to have that person kind of kicking you in the butt saying, come on, let's do this. This is our goal. What are we doing toward that goal today? Because it's so easy to let life take over and get really busy and doing, and not stop and make those 3 to 5 calls or go talk to 3 to 5 people when you're out and about doing your errands. But if you're kind of checking it off in your head as you're going during the day, like, okay, I got my 1, okay, now I have 2, you know, and I've done my 5 or whatever. And if you really want to go for it, do 10, you know, like it's just totally up to you and how fast you want to go, but not stopping until that's done. And not waiting until midnight and then sending, you know, Facebook messages. I'm not that I've ever done that, ever. But all right, who else has something to share? Nobody. We have rock star leaders on this. You guys, I know you have ideas. Crickets. All right. Does anybody have anything in general, any ideas to share before we wrap up today? Or any thoughts or?
How did you do on your talk to texting? How did that feel to everybody?
How did it feel? Oh, I've done it a little bit. I sent it, I haven't heard back from her, one girl I sent it to, but you know, she may be at work too, based on the time of day. And she works in a call center. That's what made me think about it, because we were talking.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, the consultants that are listening to this, since we're talking about talking to text and texting, is maybe take a picture of a few of the specials in the June catalog if you're trying to get to your 500, and then do like a text blast, like a group text, everybody you know with that, like the Royal Almond or whatever, and see what that brings.
Your voice was kind of low again, Susan, but
how's that?
That's a little better. Say that part again, because that was good.
So take a photo, go to your June catalog, take a photo of a couple of the specials that excite you, and instead of emailing them, text it. Group text or line text or something to everybody you know, and see if anybody wants to purchase, like especially the sun care, you know, getting hot, that would be a good one, or the Royal Almond, and that could help get you to your 500 sales.
And you can also go to JAFRA events under photos and albums. I have all the catalogs there as pictures, and you can save those to your phone and send them, so they're very clear and a little bit easier to use. That's what I put them there for. So if you pick out your favorites on there, you can, if you're on your phone, it's you either press and hold to save it, or there'll be like little dots or whatever. You can save it, download it to your phone, and then you can text it to anybody you want. So those are always there for you guys every month under photos and then albums. You're welcome.
Hey, Lori.
Yes, Debbie.
Oh yeah. I can't seem to get the tape, the video, and the sound all working at the same time. But anyway, I'm working on it. We'll get that together. I just thought, and that's something I really want to do, because that can be, I think, a game changer. If you can, like she said last night, when you meet somebody and you exchange information, if you could take a picture of the two of you together, and I have done that when I was on the plane out to the JAFRA conference, and I'm still in touch with the gal who was in Oregon out your way. And she, in fact, sent me a CD that she'd made. And so we were kind of like friends. And so she remembered me, and I remembered her because we had a picture taken together. But, you know, here she's Jill Detroit. And who would remember who she was or what she looked like? But when you see that picture and the two of you in it together, it really makes a difference. And if I can figure out a way to do the video on there on top of it, that would be even better. So that's my goal this week, to try to do that. So,
love it. Technology is amazing. I mean, there's more and more coming. There's more and more things. JAFRA, I mean, Jackie has said there's a new app coming with a new system in the fall where people can place orders. So who knows what that means? Who knows what that's going to look like? But I know this new system is going to be rockstar amazing. The little bit that I saw when I was down there last fall was great. And I don't know what pieces of it they chose to put through on the new system, but if even a part of it comes through from the stuff we saw down there, it's going to completely revolutionize our business and the ease of communicating with our clients and our consultants. So I'm really excited about the new system. I cannot wait to see it. to use it. But even our phones, like, like Susan and Debbie and the rest of you guys are saying, our phones have so many powerful tools on them that we can use. And I mean, the younger generation, you've got Snapchat, you've got, all of those things that we're on. I mean, when we were in California for Believe, my consultant Marissa was with me, and she was just taking Snapchat videos of all the stuff we were doing, and her friends were blowing up her phone. So, because they were like, what are you doing? What? Oh, that looks so cool. That looks so fun. Are you having a good time? It's just like she was just posting, like, this is what we're doing right now. This is us having fun with JAFRA. And talking about what she was doing. So it's really cool. There's all kinds of fun ways of communicating that are fairly simple. Instagram's pretty easy. It's sharing photos and videos. So yeah, use those tools.
My sister,
Simple for you.
who is
I
was where you were, Debbie, when I started off too. You just got to.
I don't believe that. I was not in the technology line. I'm sorry, but I'm just. I couldn't even figure out how to get on Zoom today, but I figured that out while removing my mother. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I know I can talk to people, but this is a great memory jogger to be able to remember who I talked to. Because if it's on a video there, then it's there, right in front of me with their face and their name. So I'm excited about that, because I just have to get through this life change with my mom and all that. She's doing well. She's healthy. But yeah, it's a very good thing. She's awesome. She's healthy. We just need to move her stuff. So
yeah. And if you don't know, if you're not sure how it's going to work for you, practice with one of your consultants or with another leader. Do a video with them, or do something and text to each other and practice that way, so that when you do it with your clients or a prospect, you're way more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wait until you're fumbling on your phone.
Oh, I know. Well,
but practice with someone or your kids. I mean, who knows? But
dog.
Yeah.
With I don't have a dog. But I will do that.
Videotape yourself with a glass of wine. Whatever works for you.
Oh, that's not pretty. Well, I'll tell you though. We'll try it. I just have to find time to do all this, and I just got to get off the phone with consultant services. I just hope they don't. With all these changes with the computers, I just hope everybody gets the order delivered to the right place with the right credit card, because that can be a real bummer. I mean, 6 months of doing the same thing 3 times on Stay Royal really killed a chain so far. But I'm going to make it up to her somehow. But
it will all work out. And we have they just announced that we have our choices available now on our websites. The Royal Cream, the Royal Jelly Global Longevity Cream, and the vitamin C are now available on our personal websites, not just on our little website. So
that's good.
Yeah, it's going to help a lot. Yes.
Lori, this is BJ. I have a question for you, the queen of way too much going on.
What?
So here's what I'd love to know. With all of the beautiful, the webinars and the Zoom, everything that we're doing, everything that's available for us as leaders and for our consultants, how do you effectively keep in front of them what they need? Because it's honestly, it's overwhelming for me as a leader. It's got to be mind-blowing for a consultant. They don't know where to go and when to go. I want them doing the business. I don't want them on the computer every day on some kind of an event or a webinar or whatever. It's too time-consuming. How do you fine-tune that?
Honestly, I tell everybody to get on 5:30 on Mondays. That's if I have to narrow it down, move it Monday. Especially for a new consultant, it really lets them get to know who we are. We have great training. It's great brainstorming. They can ask questions live. And we have it so fine-tuned now with the way we're doing it, that every single week we have something they can take away and use the next day to build their business. Or that night. So that's
where my
focus has been. What was that? Oh yeah. Guests can be on there. Consultants, leaders, everybody's welcome now. So, and we actually have a prize right now for bringing the most guests to that meeting. So on Mondays at 5:30, we have Jackie has Royal Jelly prizes for whoever has the most guests. So, and that includes consultants, leaders, all that. So
now let me
I focus that, and then I mean, there's the beautiful webinars, the little pods. They're between 5 and 20 minutes long. I know from what I understand, Beautiful is not going to be around, but I'm not positive about that. With the new system, I think they're changing how they do that. But I don't know if that's set in stone or if that's just something I heard mentioned on one of our calls.
Okay.
But the idea is that they can so everything we do on Zoom is on the YouTube channel, and they can go browse that and pick and choose what they want to watch. But if I have one thing I tell them, I do my training with them, and then once a week, and then I have Move It Monday. And that's kind of what I've narrowed it down to, because that's for Amber Region, English Division, that's where Jackie's focusing all of her time too, is on these things to really help everyone build. And if you have a builder, that's what this is for, Freedom Friday, right now. So that's Alina, but if you have a builder, that's somebody extra. That's somebody who wants to build and wants to learn and wants to grow more. So that's what this is for. But for everybody, I would say Move It Monday, because that's kind of where Jackie's focus is. And then if someone, like I said, someone wants to learn more or grow more, then they can add on as they want to. But that's kind of where my focus is right now.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I think that some of the Beautiful ones are a little outdated too. That's why I kind of shove them toward Move It Monday more than Beautiful, just because some of the videos, they may have updated them now, but I know some of them are not up to date.
Okay. Cool.
But they're good. I mean, it depends on how much you're doing as a leader, I think, because some of the Beautiful ones, like it's how to place an order. Well, I'm going to tell my girls how to place an order. I'm going to show them that. So they don't need to see that. I don't know. They're good. They're good though. They're short and they're good, and there's lots of great ideas in there. And they are easy to go through. So.
And do you know if they're going to move toward taking the things that they used to be doing on live webinar and taking those to the Insiders page as a live video feed instead?
That's what they have been doing.
Yeah, okay. I'm hoping that we don't have to track both, because sometimes we'll see, there's something going on, and you automatically go to Beautiful and hit, live now, and there's nothing. It doesn't load because it's over on the Facebook page.
Right. They are doing a lot more on JAFRA Beauty Insiders. And a lot, they have quite a bit on there. So I've been having my girls join that one. I mean, I just tell them Amber Region, JAFRA events, JAFRA Beauty Insiders, and then my personal group. And most of them have 100 other groups they're members of, so it's really not that big a deal. If they don't want to get notifications from the group, they can just turn their notifications off. So they can just go choose to when they want to go and look at those things. So it doesn't have to be like an overwhelming notification situation. Because you can just turn them off and not ever get a notification.
Right.
And then you can choose when you go look at those groups. So those are the 4. Just because of how I post things with JAFRA events, those tools I think are still important. And that's where the whole JAFRA family is as far as just chatting, because we can't do any posting on JAFRA Beauty Insiders. It's more of an information station.
Okay.
But JAFRA is posting a lot of stuff there now as kind of their go-to even more than Beautiful. So I think it's kind of important for anyone who wants to know what's going on with, with stuff coming out like Freedom Challenge. That's all been there.
Okay.
And then on Mondays right now, in June especially, I don't know if he's going to continue, but Scott's doing an opportunity call at 5 o'clock on Mondays. So what we've been doing with Zoom, with Move It Monday, is we go on at 5. We started at 5 and listened to his call. And then we continue with Move It Monday at 5:30. So
now, but you and Jackie are actually moving an opportunity call to Tuesday? I thought I saw something just recently about you and Jackie doing a Tuesday opportunity call.
It's possible.
You might not have known yet. Okay.
Might not.
And I'm like, okay, isn't Scott already doing one? Okay, I'll have to go back and look because,
so I was on with Scott on his Connect the Dots. That might have been what you heard. I was on his Connect the Dots, and I was on his opportunity call on Monday and Tuesday last week. That might have been what you remember seeing.
There's so many of them coming. I'm sorry, but even when I have to go back and find something, I'm like, wah!
Yeah. Well, most of everything as far as videos that we do, this kind of stuff, is all on the YouTube channel. And I have playlists for the leaders and for the consultants, so they can actually subscribe to that playlist and they'll get a notification when I put a video there. If they want to, they don't have to. They can just go check it out. But the links are in the descriptions of the groups. So the Amber Region group, the link is there directly to that playlist. Both consultants and leaders, there's links in both of those groups in the description of the group.
Okay.
So
thank you, darling.
You're welcome. All right. Anybody else have a question before we wrap it up? Or a comment or an idea or anything, or a raw go team? Okay, let's do this. For all of you, if you can talk, we'll just start at the top and go around. What would be the one thing you would tell a new consultant if you had to pick one thing to say that about someone, either for the joining or for their business, to tell a new consultant? What would that be? And we'll start with Donna.
Just get the product on them somewhere, somehow. If you got a minute or longer, just get one product or more on them, and it sells itself, as we all know.
Awesome. I love it. Miss Carolyn, what would be your one thing for a new consultant?
I guess get the product on them and start finding out who they know who would also like to do what they are doing, because as we're all finding out, there are lots and lots of people out there who need extra money for their budgets. So that would be my focus, and get them to start thinking about building their team.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Miss Susan.
I would say, new consultants, be proud that you have joined the best company that has the best products and the best opportunity and compensation program, and share that with everybody that you meet. Don't judge people. Let them decide. Get the products on them and tell them about how much fun we have and what a great opportunity it is. And set your goals high and believe in yourself.
I love it. Thank you. All right, Miss Helen.
Okay. Hi. Yeah, it's so fun to have Virginia here with me.
Yeah.
You know what? I would tell everybody that they have to be open for business every day, all the time. Make sure they wear something that says JAFRA. And we as managers, we have tons of buttons and pins and whatever. Give them something. So when they leave your house, or when they leave and the minute they get their kit, they need to have something that says, I am open for business. I am JAFRA.
Nice. Virginia, do you have any words for new consultant?
Well, I do, because I have a new consultant, and I told her when we met and we talked, I told her, I said, you know, I am not your boss. This is your business. It's your job. I'm just here to encourage you, to answer questions, to help you, help to facilitate you, but it's your business.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think people think when we sponsor them that we're hiring them for work for us.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to let them know that they are the boss and this is their decision, and they can do whatever they want. That's the whole freedom to be you concept.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I understand it. I love it. Awesome. Thank you. Miss Carol, what do you have for a new consultant? What thought? Oh, hold on. Oh, I can't hear you for some reason. Oh, there you are. I think your microphone is turned down somehow.
I don't know, but anyway, my daughter always asks me, why do you wear a JAFRA shirt? Don't you have any other shirts? I said, yes, I do. But I wear a JAFRA shirt whenever I have to go shopping or whatever. When I'm going to the store or whatever, I have JAFRA on. You just don't know. And be prepared. Always, and I tell my consultants, wear something that says JAFRA. Be prepared. I give them something that says JAFRA. If they don't, it can be loaned to them, or they can earn a t-shirt. And be prepared with literature, samples, and as Pat Clover says, have a royal jelly product in your purse at all times so that you can get it on their skin.
Love it. Awesome sharing. All right, Miss BJ, are you available to share again?
Yeah, I just had to take a call. I would say the number one thing that I do with my consultants that I think is really more important than anything else is to sit down and take them through how to order smart, because I think if they understand where their money comes from, and I take them through the napkin presentation because that gives me an opportunity to help them with their why on a deeper level. Because if you can't get them to connect with what they want and what they're going to do with it and how it can change their life, then telling them how to use, how to do product or how to show product doesn't go anywhere. So I think the number one thing with a new consultant is just really trying my best to connect with her and find out how I can support what she wants in her life. And I know we all do that. We just didn't say it, but I'm saying it. So there you go.
Thank you for saying it. I love it. All right. Debbie.
Okay, hang on a second. I'm here, right? Do I have to tap
Yeah, we
something?
can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, once it touches the skin, sales begin. So you're going to make a contact list of who you want to touch today and get that product on them. And that will show them how great it feels. I mean, just practice on your friends. And I know that's not going as far as the big picture, but you got to start somewhere. And who do you know that would like to do what you do? And it's just fun. Think what you want to do, and go out and do it. Move, just do it.
Yep.
You know?
I told one of my girls, if 3 to 5 a day sounds scary, start with 1, but start somewhere. Do something.
With baby steps, right? Because how many of them just get paralyzed and they don't do anything?
Exactly.
Did I hear somebody say they'd offer I think it was Norma. She was talking about 2 royal jellies to do 2 parties a week. Did she offer an incentive? Remember JAFRA gave us 4 royal jellies if we did 4 parties in a month? That was work for me because I had no intention of doing parties, but I wanted those royal jellies. So, and I didn't even have to sell anything. I just had to get it on their skin.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the month, I had parties up the wazoo because everybody wanted royal jelly that they got as a gift. So I think you're onto something with that.
Yeah, finding their why or finding what's going to motivate them, because each person, it could be royal almond, I mean, whatever they love, find that and incentivize it.
Yeah, but royal jelly is going to build the business.
That's right. I agree. Royal jelly is the best.
Yeah.
Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
All right. Let's see. Sarah, can you talk?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What would be your
always being prepared, and one of the things I like to do is give the new consultant some royal jelly sachets and just kind of walking her through how to share it wherever she goes, how to just like we talked about on the phone today, how to save the information, and making sure that she follows up. And then I do also, and just teaching her that, she has a gift to offer people. I think, it's once they change the hat from being a client and a hostess to being a consultant, they sometimes, get scared to start, sharing what they've already been sharing, and just really talking to them about the gift that they have to share with people. And then keeping their mind open to not just selling, but also offering the gift of the opportunity. And I give new consultants the challenge to get JAFRA on 5 people, and back of the hand facial, whatever, and so that they can I give them a gift, mirrors or whatever, something like that, so that they actually get to practice. And so it's easy to say, hey, I have a challenge for my manager to share, do a back of the hand facial or a facial on 5 people. Could you help me out to do that? And then it builds their confidence and experience, and as a result, they have business.
I agree. I love it. That reminded me of Ramona Anderson. She, I think she still does it. When she has a new consultant, she gives them a gift bag, and in it she has a sample size product, and then she has a royal jelly. She has a mirror. She has all one of each brochure, some of the flyers. So before they even get their kit, they have a little go bag kind of. that gets them going immediately, when they can start selling immediately before their kid even arrives. And like one of us also mentioned, is we get the website going immediately. That's the benefit of signing them up when you can talk to them one-on-one about it, because you can get their website going right away too, and they can start selling and sharing their link. So I agree. That's great, Sarah. Thank you. All right, Miss Evelyn, are you able to talk?
Yes, I can talk.
Awesome. What's your advice?
Yeah, what I like to do with new consultants is help them start their contact list, and let's get started right away inviting people to do a welcome party, because that way they're getting started right away. Even those that say they don't really want to do the business, but they want for themselves, I tell them, well, your friends are going to notice the difference in your scan. Let's at least introduce them to it. And if they want to go further with it, they can order from you later on. Let's get your website set up. Now that the website's only $24 a year, pretty much everyone's doing that now on my team, because it's a no-brainer, right? We have one consultant, she signed up on the 30th of May. On the 31st of May and on June 1st, she had someone she didn't even know who placed orders from her on her website. So she's really excited about that. So I just like to get them started moving right away.
Love it. Thank you. So I don't know if Debbie can talk, but she typed in the context. Let me see if she can unmute her. Debbie, are you able to talk?
No, sorry.
Okay. So she typed in the chat box that her advice is to give out a sample and don't be afraid to share with people. We have an awesome product. She says, I used to judge and be afraid of what people thought of me. I still am, but I make sure that I think what's in it for them. And I think, I always say there's the shy little girl that used to hide behind mom's skirts and inside me somewhere. And so I still have to sometimes step beyond that, even as 40 years later, trying to step and talk to somebody new and talk to a stranger sometimes takes that extra push mentally, like, okay, it's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's about them and what they might need and how JAFRA could change their life. Like I said on Scott's call the other night, it comes down to what if. You come in and, get your discount, but what if being a part of JAFRA and doing your business and pursuing leadership, what if that changes your life? What if that changes your family's life? What if that changes a future consultant's life forever? What if that gives them what they need to get through a bad situation? What if that pays for, I'm going to get emotional. What if that pays for something that they needed to pay for, that they saved their home? What if that allows them to travel and see their kid at college? What if what if? So don't judge people. And that's how I push through. I push through because it means something. It means something to them. It means something to me. And it fills my heart when I can do that for someone else and I can provide that gift to someone, and it helps me while I'm doing that. It's such a joyful thing to help other people and have that come back and bless you as well. So sorry to get all emotional on you, but I feel it so strongly that is why we have to keep talking. We have to keep sharing. Yes, there's other companies out there, but nobody's like us, in my opinion. We are such a wonderful family, and I have been so encouraged and so uplifted and so blessed by being a part of JAFRA. And I want to give that to other people. And if it in turn helps me and blesses me, that's just bonus, but our relationships, our friendship, being all the stories I've heard from you guys over the years, that would never have happened if someone hadn't said, what if? What do you think? Here's JAFRA. Here's this opportunity. That would never have happened if someone hadn't asked me. And the person who asked me was my ex-husband's current girlfriend. Come on, guys. Doesn't get any weirder than that. So, if she wouldn't have said, well, what do you think? I never would have known anything about JAFRA unless someone else had approached me. So, and I never would have had this experience and these friendships and this relationship and the ways that JAFRA has improved and blessed my life. So don't, like, if you're scared, you're nervous, you're embarrassed, you're whatever, don't let that stop you, because you don't know what this could mean for that person. But no matter what you do with it, that person might need it more than you even understand or know. So anyway, woo, yeah. So,
Lori,
yes.
this is Helen. And I can't remember where I heard this, but I loved it. The other day, I heard someone say, are you mad at the person who sponsored you? Are you sorry that you came into JAFRA? Wow, I just had to take a couple steps back and realize what JAFRA has really done for our lives. And no, I'm not mad. I would have been mad had she not offered me the opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you don't know. And that's, I mean, if you think about the joy you have in this business and in our friendships and in the time we spend together and the things that just little things like the bills you pay or whatever, I mean, that's joyful to me. So, you know, if you think of those things, you're taking that away from someone by not offering them, you know, not opening your mouth and saying, what do you think? What if? And for those who, for the new consultants, you know, yeah, you can do it for your discount. Sure, of course you can. That's being a preferred client. That's one of the levels that you can be. But what if there's more? And what if leadership just completely changes your life and blesses everyone around you and your family? I mean, my mantra right now is what if? I mean, yeah, of course, there's, you know, of course you can do whatever you want, but what if? So, yeah. Debbie says, I'll drink the JAFRA, I think she meant Kool-Aid, not Kool-Aid, every time. That's funny. Yeah. So anyway, on that note, thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for being here for an hour and a half. I love you for that. I did record it, so I will have it on YouTube later, and you guys can choose to share if you like. Yeah, so.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. We'll see you. Oh, Monday morning, 10 a.m. is the Leader Monday Movers, I think is what she's calling it, with Jackie. And that's for those people who are doing the Freedom Challenge. They're going with your consultants. It's kind of like it's another brainstorming session for leaders only. And then next Friday will be this again with hopefully consultants on. And then Move It Monday, 5 o'clock. We get on with Scott's opportunity call, and then followed by Move It Monday. And I believe this week is Evelyn, Sharon, and Sharon sharing about sharing about parties, and also, you know, we're melding everything into each of the calls, but that's kind of the focus too. So and remember, we have guest challenge, so bring guests and you can win from Jackie. All right, ladies. Love you all. I'll see you.
Thank you.
On Monday.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.